If you own, run, or know someone that runs an MSP, there's always one question when it comes to growing your MSP that comes to mind. How much should I invest in marketing? And that's exactly what we are going to be talking about in these videos, so let's get into it. No matter if you're starting to think about doing marketing for your MSP, if you have been doing it internally, if your Uncle Joe has been doing marketing for you, which I don't recommend unless Uncle Joe is a beast in marketing. Or if you have been working with another agency and want to increase your expenditure or go with another agency, there are three main elements that are going to determine how many resources you need to put into marketing. And those are speed of growth. That means how fast do you want to grow your MSP? The faster, obviously, the more marketing expenditure you're going to need to put in. Competition. How competitive is your area, your city? Do you have a lot of MSPs, a lot of IT companies around you, or not that many? That's going to determine how many resources you need to put into marketing as well. And then how many channels do you want to attack? Do you want to just go one channel, or do you want to attack as many possibles, like search engine optimization, Google My Business Profile, Google Ads, retargeting, social media, creating podcasts, creating videos on YouTube, creating a newsletter, creating video webinars, creating a presentation, and things of that nature are going to need the more channels, the more resources you are going to need. But no matter how you think about this, there's one baseline that you need to have clear, and that is return on investment. Now, if you have historical data, you might have information on what is the return on investment per marketing channel, or at least how many leads do I get per marketing channel and how many of those become clients. So let's use some simple numbers. Let's talk about Google Ads because it's simpler to put into play. Let's start saying that one customer is worth to you $1,000 per month. Hopefully it's way more, but let's say that it's $1,000 per month to make the numbers easy. Then one easy way to think about it is how much am I willing to spend to get one of these clients? Some people might think, well, I want to spend $500 at the most to get $1,000 client. But if you think like this, you're not taking into consideration the recurring revenue model that you run, because $1,000 client is $12,000 per year. Now, because of that, some people will say, well, I would like to break even in the front end, so I'm willing to spend $1,000 in order to get $1,000 client. So I'm breaking even at the beginning, and then I will make my money. Right? That's another way to think about it. The companies that grow the faster are the ones that think in ways of, I'm going to spend 4 times more so I can dominate my market. And you might be thinking, well, how can someone do that? Well, that has to do with how much your business can take before you make a profit. Or it could be the front end on how you charge clients and how much in the back end you can add to it. So let's put a scenario. Let's say that you don't have a very good sales process. Your back end is not very good. So you spend $2,000 to get $1,000 client, right? So month 1, you spend $2,000, you get $1,000 monthly recurring. Month 2, you get another client, you spend $2,000, you get $2,000 monthly recurring right now, first and second, right? You're still losing some money because you have expenses. Third month, you spend $2,000, you get another $1,000 client, and you are $2,000, $3,000, $2,000, $4,000, $2,000, $5,000, $2,000, $6,000. So that's one scenario that you might find in your business if your MSP is not very good at sales and you don't have the right processes in place. So let's say we talk about MSP number 2. They have a better website, they have a better sales process, and that's it. Okay, so they spend $2,000 and they can get 2 clients. So that means month 1, they spend $2,000, they get $2,000. Month 2, they spend $2,000, they get 4. Month 3, they spend $2,000, they get 6. Month 4, they spend $2,000, they get $8,000 per month recurring revenue. So your ability to create good presentations, your ability to have a website that converts better, your ability to have a sales team that is top notch is going to determine that return on investment. But let's get to the next step. Let's say that because your sales process and your sales presentation is so good that your average customer is not $1,000, it's $2,000. So if you combine those two, $2,000 will get you $4,000. The next $2,000 will get you $8,000. The next $2,000 will get you $12,000. And that's why sales is going to be part of the key on how much you will invest in your marketing. This can be explained in another way, right? And depending on your circumstances, let's say that you are in a city where there's not a lot of competition, so you can get leads for $200. That means if you know that you can close at 20%, you spend $2,000 to have 10 conversations. And then if your close rate is 20%, you get 2 clients at $1,000 per month. And that's how you calculate it, right? Now, let's say that you are in a more competitive city and you need to spend twice as much to talk with someone. So in order to talk with someone, every lead costs you $400. So in order to talk to 10 people, you will need to spend $4,000. You spend $4,000, you close 20%, you make $2,000. Next month, you spend $4,000, you close other 2, you make $4,000. And then you keep making the numbers, right? Now, how can you outspend your competition? How you, instead of spending $400 to have a conversation, can spend $800 to have a conversation with the same closing rate, with the same monthly recurring revenue per client from the beginning? Well, that's when your sales process and your add-ons come in. If you spend $800 to talk with someone, that means you need to spend $8,000 to have 10 conversations. And let's say you still charge $1,000 MRR as an average to each customer. But let's say that in month 3, after they've been very happy working with you, you start offering additional services that you are going to charge more for, and instead of a $1,000 per month client, you are going to convert those $1,000 to $2,000 to $3,000 per month client. That's when you can outspend your competition, and your back-end sales is going to make up for these front-end sales that you are using to potentially kind of like break even at the beginning or lose some money, knowing that because of your sales process, in the long term, you're going to be making way more money. And we are talking on a month-to-month basis, right? We're not talking on a lifetime value time of basis, which will change the conversation completely. Like if you know that a client is actually worth $24,000 per month, $24,000 per year instead of $2,000 per month, then your ability to absorb the initial cost that is going to take you to onboard this client is going to define the client acquisition cost and your ROI completely differently. So it's completely different to think about, okay, I need to spend $4,000 to get a $2,000 per month client, then I need to spend $4,000 to get a $24,000 per year client. So now that we've talked about ROI, thinking that you should have that information in front of you all day long in order to know your business numbers, let's talk about some general numbers, okay? So if you have an MSP company that is in the 7-figure plus per year, you are probably targeting around maybe 20 areas, 15 to 20 areas, including maybe a major city and suburbs. You probably want to be focusing for sure on SEO, Google My Business for all your cities. So SEO is going to be for all your landing pages. Google My Business will be for every specific office that you have or area that you have. And then Google Ads is going to be for every city that you service. And in addition, you might be wanting to think about taking your website to the next level, to create automations, to create better conversions, to make all your marketing run smoothly. And you probably might be thinking also to do social media properly. And that's in addition to just posting stuff on LinkedIn randomly, or even if they are branded. You might be thinking about doing retargeting as well. And then probably doing some webinars and things of that nature. So for those companies, I suggest to invest between $5,000 to $10,000 per month in addition to your ads budget. So your ad budget will be a part. Now, if you're an MSP that is between $360,000 per month and $1 million per month, you probably want to focus on SEO, Google My Businesses, and ads. And you probably are targeting around 5 to 10 cities between major cities and suburbs. So an average investment will be around $2,500 per month plus ads budget. And if your MSP is $200,000 per year or less, you probably want to focus on only one channel, probably organic and Google My Business or maybe ads. And you will need between $1,000 and $2,000 per month. Now, those are rough numbers, okay? Don't write them in stone and then contact me and say, hey, Jesus, you say that on that video that I watched on YouTube. Because we are not taking into consideration multiple things. One is how good your website is. Do you need a new website? You might need a new website. Another one is how competitive your cities are. Maybe you are in a very competitive area and that's not going to make a dent on your business, looking at how much your competitors are investing. You might need to improve your sales process, and that means it's going to take you a little bit more time to close deals. So there are a bunch of other things that you need to take into consideration, but those are rough numbers that you can use to think about what you need to invest in marketing for your MSP. Now, there's something clear. You can invest nothing in marketing. That's for sure. And you try to focus on, for example, contacting business groups in your city and try to do webinars or seminars for them. You can do lunchings. I don't know if those exist anymore, where you invite the businesses to a lunch and then you do a presentation. Basically a good way to get free lunch for them. You can offer these business groups an online presentation. You can probably go to the Chamber of Commerce in your city to see if you can get something going on like that. If you're good at networking, that will be a good way to do that, if you know how to do it. Or you can even call or call message people on social media or calling their business. But if you don't do any of that, it's going to be very difficult to grow your MSP. Because relying on referrals, you know how 1 month it could be great and then 3 months later it could be not very good? It's not sustainable. It's not predictable. And doing nothing is obviously not going to help you grow your MSP. So that's all for this video. If you have any comments, leave them on the comment section of YouTube and subscribe to the channel if you want to see videos like this.